At the moment, the U.S. dollar is going down, so that means somebody's selling it. But most countries in the world, I anyway, I wonder all the time about where to put my money. And I don't find any place that's really a great alternative to the U.S. dollar at the moment. The pound sterling, forget it. The euro, maybe temporarily. The Chinese currency, yeah, but it's blocked, so you can't do a lot there. Japan, but they have huge problems in Japan. So, David, the answer to your question is, I am looking every day for the place to put my money. I have not found a suitable long-term place yet. I own a lot of U.S. dollars, but not because it's sound. I own it because during turmoil, people look for a safe haven. Because of history, people think the U.S. dollar is a safe haven, so I own it. But David, it's going to get overpriced before this is over, then I'll have to sell it. Could turn into a bubble. I'll certainly have to sell it if it turns into a bubble. But not yet. I mean, yeah, some money's leaving, but not huge amounts yet. As the turmoil gets worse, as the bear market worldwide gets worse in the next, I don't know when, few months from now, more money is going to go into the dollar. You don't want to put your money in euros. You don't want to put your money in sterling or pound sterling. None of these things they're all less good, at least people think, than the dollar. And so money will flow back into the U.S. dollar and it will get overpriced. If you know a currency that is sound and stable and will survive all of this, please do not say it out loud. Please send me a private email because I'm looking for that currency. We always look for easy solutions when things get bad. Again, read history. It always happens. People look for something that will make life easier, and they try it. They try it. If there's a theory lying around, they say, "Oh, let's try that. Let's try that for a while." That's what more money today will be, MMT. They will try that. But in the end, everybody cannot just print money, or let's put it this way, never in history has that worked in the long term. It may work in the short term, but if it works, eventually all currencies are debased and people have to look for something stable. Now, back to gold and silver. Throughout history, people like me have always turned to gold and silver in times like this. I mean, you weren't asking about gold yet, but look, David, the politicians and the academics and the bureaucrats tell you gold is not worth it. Gold is a barbarous relic. That's what they call it. Maybe, but peasants like me throughout history know that gold and silver, okay, it may be a barbarous relic, but I'm going to own it. Historically, it was because gold was money and was in the money system. That's why in the 30s, America confiscated everybody's gold and made it illegal, and the British and other people as well. It was the money system. It's not now, but still, it is a way where politicians will lose control. I mean, in 1971, Richard Nixon said we have to stop using gold, and he did, because they were losing control. And politicians don't like to lose control, and so gold is the obvious place where peasants like me will go in bad times. And I'm not the only peasant. When things get really rough, there are going to be millions, trillions hundreds of millions of peasants like me. And so they will have to try to do something. All of us peasants know, we may not have studied economics at an Ivy League university, but we know that when you print money and borrow money, subconsciously we know this leads to problems. And so more and more of us are turning to gold and silver. If I'm right, gold is going to go much, much, much higher before this is over. Gold it'll certainly get overpriced. It may well turn into a bubble. I hope it doesn't, because if it turns into a bubble, I'll have to sell it. And I never want to sell I want my children to have my gold and silver someday. But David, As I said, watch Kitco News. You will see that the world is really doing strange, unusual things. Never before in the history of the world have interest rates been negative. Never and before has a major bank like the Bank of Japan said, we will print unlimited amounts of money. Sure, Zimbabwe prints unlimited amounts of money. Countries have done it. But now you have major people doing it. So, yeah, this could turn into a huge bubble, and gold and silver could go much, much higher. I expect them to go much, much higher before this is over.